is coming up to a very important period in our lives as Jamaicans. Soon we'll be observing Emancipation and Independence festivities. We're also fast approaching the end of July, which means school resumption is just a little over a month away. On today's show, we get you ready for those activities. This is Jamaica Magazine, and I am Adrian Atkinson. Please stay with us.
It's the 55th year of our independence, and government, through a variety of initiatives, will be highlighting Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora for their talent, their tenacity, and for being excellent ambassadors for brand Jamaica. A special Jamaica 55 category has been created in this year's Prime Minister's Youth Awards for Excellence. This special category is open to Jamaicans 15 to 29 years old who have given yeoman service to their communities.
What we're seeking to do is to find at least 55 young people across 55 communities who have truly excelled in community work. You know, I think we all know a number of young people who work tirelessly. They stage homework programs, they have their youth clubs running, and we have to find them and again celebrate them and hold them up for other young people to see.
Applicants for this special Jamaica 55 award are expected to each submit a community project that benefits the area in which they operate. And to extend the impact of the project that's submitted,
this award comes with a grant component. So once they're awarded, they will get a grant that will help them to make this community project into a reality.
Nominations are open until August 31 and forms are available at moey.gov.jm, youthjamaica.com, or any youth information center across the island. And if you're not all the way convinced that you too can make a difference, hear from past recipient and current Jamaica House Fellow Jerome Cowens.
The truth is, it was when I got this award, I was empowered on a national level. You know, the Prime Minister Youth Award, the highest youth award in the country, I felt empowered. Needless to say, I continued and now have been getting recognition. I've been recognized by President Barack Obama. I've been recognized by the Queen of England at Buckingham Palace. I've been recognized by the Nelson Mandela family. But one of the things I always tell persons, especially when I travel, it started at home. When you look at some of these projects that persons are being awarded for, the return on investment is absolutely incredible. You're talking about volunteer hours, you're talking about young people learning skills, putting inputs into education.
So if you or someone you know fits the criteria for this commemorative Jamaica 55 award, apply today.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, July 25. The Ministry of National Security is reporting a 5% reduction in 5 major crimes over the January to June period this year. This is in comparison to the same period last year. Portfolio Minister Robert Montego made the disclosure while addressing a plenary session on day 1 of the Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference.
We have seen a decrease in aggravated assault by 15%. In break-ins by 8%, in larceny by 32%, in rape by 17%. We have seen a decrease in robbery by 26%.
However, shooting and murder are both up by 20% each. Still, the National Security Minister says the strategic implementation of the Get the Guns campaign has resulted in several illegal weapons being taken off the streets since the start of the year.
So far, we have seized almost 500 weapons between January and June of this year, a 32% increase over last year. And I also want to put on record that the price in the marketplace, based on intelligence, is that the price of an illegal weapon is cheaper than a legal weapon today in this country of ours.
To boost the capacity of senior members of the police force, Minister Montego says 25 sport utility vehicles will be assigned to divisional and area supervisors this week. Members of the diaspora are being encouraged to make use of the Health for Life and Wellness Foundation when donating health-related gifts to Jamaica. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says doing so will allow the ministry to provide better guidance for clearing these items at the ports of entry.
In addition to that, we have embarked on a needs assessment of the public health care system, which will give you some ideas as to what to give if you decide that that is what you want to do. So you know exactly that you're giving to areas that actually need it.
He says the findings will be placed on the Health Ministry's website and the data shared with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Dr. Tufton was also addressing Day 1 of the Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference. In other health news, Minister Christopher Tufton has ordered an immediate review of security arrangements at public health facilities, in particular those that are vulnerable to incidents that could have traumatic and dire effects on healthcare workers. The ministry's permanent secretary is to lead the investigation. A statement from the ministry says the review is in response to the upsurge in reports of public health staff coming under undue pressure by rogues who seek to impose their will on the medical staff. The review is intended to examine internal security arrangements, the role of the police, and counseling for affected staff members. A report from the ministry points to more than $700 million being spent yearly to implement security arrangements across the 4 regional health authorities. As part of the exercise, Minister Christopher Tufton has requested a meeting with the Police High Command to discuss any further measures the police could implement at hospitals, particularly those in the most volatile areas. The hospitals that are most impacted are Kingston Public, Cornwall Regional, Savannah Lamar, Spanish Town, and St. Anne's Bay. Dr. Tufton is urging healthcare workers who may be traumatized to make use of the various counseling services that are available. Within the coming days, he will be visiting a number of the institutions that are being affected. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is insisting that there is no shortage of funds to pay teachers and non-academic employees. In response to media reports, a statement from the ministry says bursar-paid institutions are to receive $1.5 billion to cover salaries for July. Information is currently being collected for these institutions so they can be processed. In addition to that, $526 million was approved in the budget for temporary teachers, literacy and numeracy specialists, special education teachers, support coaches, and other employees. The ministry says all temporary teachers and other staff members will be paid based on their contractual arrangements. Schools are being encouraged to submit any issues or concerns they may have regarding salaries to their regional directors. Approval is to be provided by the end of July for schools to employ replacement teachers and make temporary arrangements for principals where necessary. The Office of the Prime Minister, OPM, has officially launched its Jamaica House petition portal, giving citizens the opportunity to lobby the government on matters of national importance. Through the portal, which was opened yesterday, OPM will consider petitions submitted by local groups and members of the public as part of its national consultation approach. The portal can be accessed via the website of the Office of the Prime Minister. OPM's Director of Communications, Robert Morgan, says it is in keeping with the government's mandate of transparency and accountability. And finally, a formal Governor-General's Independence reception will be introduced this year, replacing the Independence Day parade that's traditionally held at King's House. The inaugural reception will be held at King's House on Thursday, August 3 from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Going forward, the event will be held annually on a day between Emancipation Day and Independence Day, to be decided by the Governor-General's Independence Day Reception Planning Committee. It's being introduced by way of a cabinet decision taken on July 25, 2016. The new arrangement also enables the Jamaica Defense Force to mount the Grand Ceremonial Observation at the Grand Gala. The main objective for the reception is to showcase varying elements of Jamaica's vibrant and exciting culture and culinary arts to the international community. Invitees will be drawn from the diplomatic and international community, along with cabinet members, the parliamentary opposition, public sector, business community, academia, and the clergy. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
When using an automated banking machine ABM, ensure the machine is in a location you are comfortable with, and when you enter, be sure to close the door. Examine the machine before you insert your debit card, and never enter your card if the machine has a suspicious device attached to it. More important, don't allow strangers to assist you in conducting a transaction. And remember, treat your debit card like cash. Keep it in a safe place.
You might have heard, over 1,000 Jamaican nationals living overseas are back home for the next few days, taking part in the 2017 Diaspora Conference. They are being engaged on the country's progress in some key sectors and encouraged to continue lending their support to the process of development. Among the discussion points, national security.
This is the Jamaica we all desire, a nation that protects the rights and freedoms of its citizens. A nation with first-class education, state-of-the-art health services, and room to invest and earn.
There will be no quick fix. The answer is united, focused, and dedicated effort. The government has put together a 5-point pillar in order to treat with and to deal with the situation.
Among the strategies to prevent crime is a government program that uses social engagement to steer youth toward a path of productivity, the Citizen Security and Justice Program. Non-profit organizations like the Peace Management Initiative are using alternative dispute resolution methodologies to treat with community-based violence.
The earth and the fullness thereof.
The private sector is on board, giving Jamaica's youth an outlet and an escape from conflict-ridden environments. And those who have run afoul of the law are being retrained, rehabilitated, and reintegrated in society.
We need to leverage the diaspora to advance Jamaica's development objectives.
The main engine for diaspora engagement in national security is the Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force. Already, diaspora members in the USA, Canada, and the United Kingdom are lending their expertise in law enforcement, military, law, religion, youth support, social services, and other areas.
I firmly believe that with better and more calculated intelligence, the quest for preventing crime will be enriched and will find expression in more coordinated and successful responses.
You too must join this fight to keep Jamaica safe.
When I look in the mirror, sadness looks back at me. Will my life go carelessly?
But even with the sadness and fear, the word of peace I will share.
I choose peace. I choose to live violence-free.
If you don't want to be rushing around at the last minute for back-to-school supplies, the time to shop is now. Shopping early provides ease and the likelihood of getting the best products. Next, shopping do's and don'ts from the experts.
Generally finding enough money to buy everything that the kids need. That's the biggest challenge. Because the book lists these days are long.
Getting the right thing at the right price. But to back to school, them kind of raise the price. That's the thing right now.
High price are one of the main problems, and sometimes the book is too long.
Shopping for back to school can be a challenge for many parents, and it does in fact affect their pockets. So how can they get what they need but at the same time stay within their budget? We're at the Consumer Affairs Commission to get some vital tips to help you. Communications specialist at the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, Dorothy Campbell, has a wealth of knowledge on this matter. And so we put the question to her. What's the most important thing parents can do when seeking to shop for back to school on a budget?
What we've asked them to do is to plan ahead. So you plan by collecting a list from the schools of exactly what is required. You plan your transportation route if you're driving, if you're taking the bus. And you also plan how much you have to spend. So you use that list to prioritize what are the needs, what are the wants, what are the must-haves for the first couple of weeks at school. And then from then you determine what is the total cost and how much you have to spend.
Okay, so plan and prioritize. But how do parents even go about deciding the needs from the wants?
The CAC recommends that the parents divide the needs. So you'll have the needs that are, say, uniforms, school shoes, bags, that kind of thing. But you also have some needs prior to getting into school, which are medical examinations, eye tests, because your child might need glasses. You know, some of those things that you might have to do prior to going into back to school shopping. And then you determine what is the best option. Do you need to buy a new pair of school shoes the first month or the first 6 weeks of school? But I think what parents are going to focus mostly on is getting the kids ready in terms of their books. So those are some of the things that we say, try and go get those books first and then determine whether you'll need newer items like shoes and socks and belts and epaulets and ties and so on. But those are necessary if it's a new school. But if it's a repeat, if you're going back to your old school, you just need to top up. Maybe a new uniform or repair the shoes or something like that.
A good reminder that not everything needs to be new. Perhaps one of the most painstaking challenges for back to school is dealing with the matter of textbook shopping.
When you go in, you expect to find something at one price, but you go to another store and you see it at a totally different price, and so people may feel a bit of remorse saying they pay so much here when they could have get it cheaper somewhere else.
Well, there's no need for remorse if parents and other consumers make use of the wonderful and effective tools available to them at the CAC.
The biggest thing on our brag list is our annual textbook survey, and we've been doing it for 20 years. So the research unit is, they're really efficient at this. So that's what we do every year, and we use that to help consumers to go to the website for those who have access and or call the CAC to get information about where the books are available, what is the average price for those books and so on.
In addition to the survey, there is also a price comparison tool.
The price comparison tool is available on our website, and you can go in, select the items, fill your basket based on what you have to spend and determine exactly whether you want to get your science books from this particular store because the prices are low.
In addition to all of that, a tried and true tested way of cutting costs is getting used books. Many schools, churches, and other organizations often undertake book drives that you could look into.
So you can get some of those books at reduced prices.
And don't be afraid to ask around.
Ask your friends, where did you get the khaki uniforms? Where did you get the shoes? Where did you get, these supplies? And you compare those prices to the stores that are either closer to home or closer to your office or your job.
Any other advice, any other tips that you want to share?
Don't get overwhelmed by the book list or by the requirements. Just try to prepare that child for the first 2 weeks of school. Just think about the first 2 weeks of school and get him ready.
So you heard you can get your back to school necessities but still stay within budget. For more information, you can contact the Consumer Affairs Commission or simply visit their office right here at 34A Trafalgar Road, New Kingston.
Preparing for back to school can be a stressful task if not planned carefully. That's why it's important for you to make a list and deal with each task one at a time. Here are a few tips to consider when shopping for books. Before you buy any book, check with friends, neighbors, and family members for ones you can borrow. You should also check with schools, churches, and community groups that may have a recycle book program or stores that sell second-hand books. After you have done all that, check the prices at various bookstores in order to get the best price. You could also buy books that will be used early in the school year first, if you can't buy all at once. Act now and avoid the last-minute rush.
The much-loved Miss Jamaica Festival Queen is scheduled for Tuesday, August 1 at National Arena. This annual tradition has been the platform for several young women to attain professional goals. Let's hear from former queens as we look forward to the crowning of the 2017 winner.
Just like the sun, lights up the earth, it lights up my life.
I am a media practitioner, a researcher, an advocate, but before that, I am a proud Jamaican woman.
I am privileged to represent the best of both worlds, modern metropolis and charming hillside, Kingston and St. Andrew. My name is Angel Bryan.
A fine tradition of powerful, talented young women who are cultural ambassadors at large.
Brighter than a star, I love you just the way you are, and you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams.
Starting in 1963 as the Miss Jamaica Beauty Contest, the name was changed to the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen in 1975, in keeping with a plan for greater emphasis on cultural awareness. Since then, the competition has grown tremendously and is one of the annual highlights of Jamaica's independence celebrations. It is now the premier avenue for bright, intelligent, culturally aware and poised young ladies seeking a platform for their contribution to nation building. Each year, the competition is organized by the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, the JCDC.
Miss Jamaica Festival Queen competition is not just about winning a parish and then winning at the national, but it's not just a competition, it's a full program. So the moment you enter the competition, even just at the parish level, you have to go through the rigors of speech and diction, walk and poise, and something that sets the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen competition apart from every other pageant there is that we have a serious focus on community development. It's the only pageant that you see people really getting an actual prize for community involvement, and the young ladies have to conduct a community development project. So it has been really, really amazing.
So the competition sets off at the parish level, where hopeful females ages 18 to 25 years vie for the coveted Parish Queen title. Although Jamaica has 14 parishes, the competition has 13 spots, as the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew are merged into one. The winner becomes a cultural and brand ambassador for her parish and then competes with the other parish queens for the prestigious national title. Today, many powerful, well-known faces attribute their rise to the Festival Queen movement. For example, in media, faces such as Dahlia Harris, Miss Festival Queen 1990, or Jennifer Jenny Small, the 1995 National Queen, come to mind. Many others are in medicine, law, politics, and a host of other professions, contributing not only at the national level, but also at the regional and international levels.
Jamaica, the land of beauty, loved by many tourists, yes.
Culture. That word is symbolic to our national queens, who each year showcase their variety and versatility in their talent pieces, a huge component in the competition.
Them now walk, and them always have money. Dress up in a polo shirt and polo shorts and Clark's booty. How are your teeth the new Clark's, daddy?
This focus of the pageant bodes well for cultural retention in Jamaica, as these young women are able to pass this on in their own communities, parishes, and nationwide. It's a view also held by the general public.
It's rather very important because, as you know, Festival Queens, they are cultural ambassador for Jamaica. They showcase our cultures right across the world, and each parish has its own unique history.
They help to showcase the culture. They help to remind us of where we're coming from.
They are cultural ambassadors of one of the most sought after and powerful brand Jamaica. And so they have the opportunity not only to impact their community or their parish, but nationally as well too.
No, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes.
The 2015 Miss Jamaica Festival Queen winner is Miss Manchester!
At the end of the day, if you are a young woman who is serious about Jamaican culture, serious about development, you're aspiring to be a leader in this country, then the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen competition is the one for you.
For more information on the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen competition, contact the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, at 926-5726-9 or visit their website at jcdc.gov.jm.
Who she is, she's royal, yeah, so royal, and I need her. New day is dawning, it's time to arise. We are the gene of achievement and pride.
A bold new beginning, time for action. We have the spirit to fight on.
This is Jamaica, this is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica, this is our land. Let us make every effort to forge unity and resolve to work hard for our prosperity, leaving our children a legacy of hope, breaking the shackles and smashing the yoke. This is Jamaica, this is our land. This is our we have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. Let me hear the children say.
This is Jamaica, this is our land. We have a future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. Come on, everybody, let's sing. This is Jamaica, this is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica, this is our land. Jamaica, together we can.
This is where the magazine closes for today, but there's more to see on our webpage, jis.gov.jm. There you may find more information on government programs and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We're also on various social media sites. You can also download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.